Tony, I promised you a little quick whistle-stop tour of your career interview.
Yeah.
People will always associate you trainer-wise with Freddie Hill.
Yeah.
But you didn't actually, as is my understanding, join Freddie until after the Kevin Finnegan loss.
No, that's true. I spoke to Kevin after the fight. I called him, gave me a look because I felt the experience and all the knowledge he had was. I was still only young, but I knew I could learn a lot from Kevin, and I finished up joining his management and going up to the Craven Hill Boxing Club. And then with that, we were just best pals from there on. I've got great friends like Wally Woodhams, who fought Alaminta 3 times as Amitone. Just great friends. We make what we all. I still keep in touch with most of them kids anyway. We're some good people.
You turned pro at the tender age of 18.
18th birthday.
Yeah. Who trained you initially?
Ken Squires. I went back to Ken Squires after the. Ken picked me up after. I went to Ken after I thought I weren't very happy with myself. I weren't fit. I was using plastic bags to lose weight and all the rest of it. Sweat it all out yourself. But then I went back to Leicester because I weren't, my family's there and everything else. I weren't even that bothered. And about going out of boxing, I went to really. But I went back. Ken Squires trained me, got me super fit, and then I just flew like a bird. Then I won the British title back and European title back 7 times, and Commonwealth, and just seemed to go on. But fitness is the main factor of being a boxer. I used to rely on being a labourer on a building site and going down the gym 3 times a week, for bare bag work. But it never
Somebody
enough.
told me you weren't a big fan of running.
No, I was always too fat for running. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what But I did get into me running. Used to run quite a good distances, 10 miles a day. My knees are knackered now, so I have to.
Did you do the old school heavy boots thing or not?
You used to wear the boots, and in all country lanes where I live, so no one could see you. Take the mickey, you know what I mean? So you didn't stick out. You just early hours of the morning and do the running, and then I'd have a rest and then train it in the evening, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time. And it was really good pad work, good sparring. James Cook was a great sparring partner of mine. I've got some great people I've shared my life with in boxing. Terry McKenzie, Chris Pyatt, some great people. I still share my life with them now. So,
do you ever look? I don't know how much you follow boxing today, but do you ever look at the modern scene when we can look at the likes of yourself and Colin Jones, who it's fair to say, no disrespect to fighters today, that you and Colin could have been multiple world champions had you been around in today's era with more opportunities. Do you ever look at that situation and wonder how it would be if you were fighting today?
I don't know. No, because I wouldn't like to knock anyone who's got that accolade of even getting there in the first place. That's the thing. Getting there, getting to that position where because in my day you had to fight and beat the champ or beat the one next in line to get there.
You had to earn your shot.
You had to earn your shot, definitely. I think today's changed that way where people don't perhaps earn it enough
in the same way
to get the chances, but that's just good luck to them.
You had to fight arguably the greatest middleweight of all time away from home,
Marvin,
and you had to earn that contender status. At the time, I remember the papers were lauding you as Britain's top earner, and I believe it was something like the figure was 300 grand is what they said.
Yeah.
I believe the reality behind that was rather less.
Well, no, it was true. It was. It's just that you half goes straight in America, you get paid. Half goes to the government there. You come back with half here, and then in them days I was paying 6% tax. It sounds good, but when you're a sportsman, you got a short lifespan. And it's not clever to be paying 6% of your earnings when you've already given half away to the American government. So that's my argument there. But that's, it happens today. It still happens. It's still the rules of the game, and that's it.
It was interesting. After the Marvin Hagler loss, you were brought in kind of as an opponent to John Collins, who was a shrieking sensation of 29-0.
Yeah.
And did you ever do a number on him that night?
It was amazing. I was training in the gym in Vineland, and I was a bit of a, my head weren't right, and I was getting a bit bashed up, to be truthful with you. And then one day, I got a bit upset with myself, like emotionally. Went back the next night and I thought, look, that I'm going to give it to him. And I really had a tear up in the gym with these three lads sparring partners. I really did have a good tear up. I knocked them about what they were doing to me to do for 3 weeks before that. And I had a right tear up with them. I gave them a good hiding, really, three of them. It's not a bragging set thing, but I know I'd hit that moment in my head. The thoughts in my head were, I got them right. And Mickey Duff said, that's it. Now you're done. No more sparring.
Yeah.
You're on fire. We got to just keep you ticking over now until the night of the fight.
People made a big deal out of you stopping sparring 3 weeks before you fought Hagler, I recall at the time.
Yeah.
But I believe it was quite normal for you.
No, I was sparring and I had a little nose injury. Just a little uppercut. It caught my cartilage and made my eyes water. Made me ducts in my eyes swell.
Yeah.
And so you just do as you're told. They say no more sparring, and you're not sparring. You know what I mean? I could have done with the sparring, truthfully, because Marvin was a technician beyond.
Well, some people are of the opinion that you fought the best version of Marvin Hagler that night. Some people say if you look at Marvin Hagler's perfect night, when he was absolutely firing on all cylinders, it was when he stopped Sonny Sibson.
Yeah, he was. He was, but he speaks well of me now. I still see him. It's my pleasure to see him. It's an honour. That's how I treat it. But yeah.
Do you believe he was the greatest middleweight we ever lived?
I do. Yeah, I do. I loved him. I loved him before. It was before I fought him. I did, but I knew I was in there for my chance.
Yeah.
But everything went wrong. What went wrong, what could have gone wrong, went wrong.
Even the shorts that night.
Yeah, the body, I had to wear a heavyweight body protector. It didn't fit me, so I had it shortened, so it fitted me, and it snapped in the third round.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Although I was still trying to do my best, I just could not get my own way.
You destroyed Alan Minter sometime before that.
Yeah.
How much of a disappointment was it for it to be black out by the BBC? That was kind of your coming out party.
Yeah,
could have been.
Coming out party, definitely.
How did you feel when they blacked that out because of his Death Trucks endorsement?
Quite upset about it because he had all the exposure and stuff. Me and Alan now are great pals, we're good friends. We see each other a lot at these different events we go to.
Have you ever seen that fight?
I've seen it.
Do you know it's on YouTube? It appeared a couple of years ago.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's on YouTube. No. Get someone to find it for you. It's got Italian commentary, but it's on there. You can watch it.
Really?
Today.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Absolutely.
I'm not really. People show me little bits of fights. What I had. My best moments of my career, I think, was fighting Frankie Lucas for the British title.
That was your proudest night?
I was a rank outsider, big outsider. It was really Frankie Lucas was something else,
Was it your 21st birthday?
Yeah, I was 21. Yeah, I was the youngest ever to win the British title. Yeah, that was the day after my birthday. 5 rounds, yeah.
Through the ropes.
Yeah, it was amazing night for me. But he caused it because it turned not into a boxing match. It turned into a street fight because he stuck his head in my face.
Wally Song was the referee.
It was if he hadn't done that, and I think he'd have beat me because he had that much more experience than me. You know what I mean? But because he set the light, I just exploded like he exploded, and for 3 rounds it was smash and grab. You know what I mean? For both of us, and then he was catching me or in the tummy, and I felt a bit. I could see the experience coming through then.
Yeah.
And then I caught him good in the 5th round, and there was no coming back from that. I knew I had him where. I know he wasn't going to come back from that. He went down 3 times. He was brave heart. He did all that. Yeah. Great.
I always got the impression that you weren't comfortable with the idea of celebrity and you didn't want to be famous.
No, this is uncomfortable for me now.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I massively appreciate it, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to keep it much longer. I remember I met you in a show at Leicester last year,
Yeah.
and I wanted a picture with you, but I remember saying, "Oh, are you going up in the ring?" And you went, "I'm not getting up there."
No,
And like
no.
you know, do you feel there's a lot of that was then, this is now, forget about it? Is that your kind of?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I love coming to these shows here.
Yeah.
Sometimes Alan will come to this show, and I'll see, I'll see James Cook, a few of the old guys I've sparred with, and we've shared
Gary
our
Hobbs
lives.
is here. He's some of your followers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wish more would come sometimes. When I do get here, I wish there were more here sometimes. You know.
From what I remember, if you could have had your dream life, you'd have been a rock star guitar hero. Is
Well,
that true?
that would have been me. Blues. That's all I listen to. The
That's your
Allman
passion,
Brothers, the Allman Brothers, and you know, it gets me sleep at night. You know.
Let's finish with a quick kind of
Yeah.
top 5 kind of thing. The hardest puncher you ever faced in your
The
opinion?
hardest puncher. I think the sharpest puncher on the night would have been Hagler, because
Yes.
he was technique was. But hardest, I tell you what, there was a boxer called Roy Gums. He's
Yeah.
Roy.
Former British
He
middleweight
caught me on a dinner show one day. I was a bit casual, and I wasn't expecting the fight I had with him, but he caught me. I thought, oh, come off I could bounce off the second rope, and I thought, God, I've got to get on with this and get this over and done with. And so I flew into him and got it sorted. But really, it was I remember that it hurt me jaw. You know, so you have so many moments in your life where you remember. You know, and you think, should I have bothered really? You know what I mean? But I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
I love the people in the game, and especially the fighters, obviously.
Best fight you ever sparred with?
Sparring wise, oh God, it's so I've sparred with a lot of great fighters. It's been too difficult to tell you.
Too many to mention. Biggest regret in boxing?
Not being dedicated to like strict with my diets and my regime. I relied on the building site to keep fit, and that a lot of ordinary people work on building sites.
Yeah.
When you're an athlete, when you're boxing and you're a champion or whatever, not doing that extra in the gym and all the rest of it, that's going to cost you big time, you know. But I regret that. I regret not enjoying the attention I brought, because what I had a following I couldn't believe. You know what I mean? It was incredible. I don't know how it really happened, but good people met good people, and it just carried on from there, and it just swelled into a monster.
Last question, Tony. On a personal level, who is your favourite fighter of all time?
I'd say Marvin Hagler.
That's nice.
You know, I got a lot of love for a lot of fighters, or sparred with, or
Yeah.
fought.
Did you have a hero growing up? Did you have a hero you were aspiring to when you were on your way up?
We used to buy the boxing news when I was a kid. Me and my mate used to read it together, and well, Alan was around, Finnegan was
Alan
around.
too, yeah.
All them people were around in
Looked
them
up to
days, and they were in their young times. You know, they were starting out, so it was all interesting to us. We were only little amateur boxers, you know what I mean? So, you know,
They inspired you.
Yeah.
But Tony Sibson, British boxing legend, thank you very much for making yourself
Thank you
available.
for today.
Top man.
Pleasure.
All the
Thank
best.
you.